Hello and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. And wow, there's a little bit time in between one day and I don't know why they are staring at me. But oh yeah, they want me to help them, don't they? Yeah, I think this was in the last episode. Okay, let's get on with this. Before I can even stand up, Misha and Shizune have placed their hands on both my shoulders. Oh god, that's creepy. Hey, I said I'd help you out, damn. What? Hey, I said I'd help out, damn. This is just insurance, Hiso. Insurance. Hiso? Hanako timidly tries to leave the room by circling around us, and I suddenly realize that this may be my one chance to escape. Oh, hey Hanako, what's up? Shizune glares at her. Hey, what makes you think you've got time to chat? Oh, relax, this won't take long. Sorry, Hanako, you were saying? I was going to go to the library and I thought... Hanako's thumbs dance around each other and her eyes fit around the room, looking everywhere but at us. And I'm sorry that I stumbled so much, I don't know why. I think this is the first time I'm actually talking this day, for some reason. So, cut me some slack, please. But I think I go into the fluidity of the language again. Sorry, Hanako, but Hiso has to come with us. He's got work to do. No, I ditch you too. Oh, but you can help too if you'd like. So, how about it, Hiso? I've done enough work for the council already. Oh god, oh god, why? No, Hanako don't want to play with them, and I think I ditched them, like I said. I will ditch them. I want to spend time with Hanako. I don't want to work. But I'm afraid that this could lead to a bad situation. And I mean a really bad situation. So how about it, Hiso? What do you think, Hanako won't help. She will run away. More or less. Or should I? I've done enough work for the council already. What do you think, Hanako? No, I can't put her under that pressure. Under the pressure of answering in front of her. They are mean to her for no good reason, so... yeah, let's ditch them. Hey, Shizune, I know I said I'd help, but I forgot I'd already made plans. Besides, I helped out more than my fair share last week, didn't I? I promise, I'll make it up to you some other time. Shizune and Misha release their grip on me and have a long, deep and silent conversation. Well, you have a point there. To be honest, we were only going to spend the rest of the budget on cakes. So, if you're not there, it works out better. More cake for us. Shizune about faces and marches out the door, and Misha skips out after her. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Oh, sorry. Let me repeat that. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Last week, those two were like bloodhounds or prison guards. Or maybe prison guards bred from bloodhounds. I can't believe I just thought that, let alone saying it out loud. I think I need to move away from Kenji. Oh, Candy, you beautiful bastard. Never mind. Anyway, should we go to the library? Yeah, sure. Hanako follows me through the still crowded halls to the library, using me as a shield. Yeah, I'm her shield. She can stay behind me all she wants. As soon as we are through the door, Hanako bolts for the counter where Yuko is stacking books. Before I can catch up, Hanako has whispered something to her. You'd find that in non-fiction, but I don't know where exactly. If you want, I can look it up. Never mind. Hey, Yuko, what's all this about? Oh, Hiso! Hanako was just looking for a book on... nothing. A book on nothing? In the non-fiction section? I was just... I shoot a glance at Yuko. She looks like she's about to burst from the pressure of keeping Hanako's request secret. Yuko, what did... Chess! She's looking for a chess book! I make a mental note to never entrust Yuko with any important information. Yuko! I'm sorry, Hanako. It just slipped out. Well, it's not a secret anymore. Come on, I give you a hand. I should really brush up on my skills too. Oh, okay. Yuko disappears behind the counter, in shame as Hanako and I wander into the depths of the non-fiction section. I know there's supposed to be a system for categorizing these books, but I don't see how anyone can decipher it without spending half of their life researching it. That's probably why all the librarians I know are neurotic. Towards the end of the aisle, between a book on card tricks and some book on kids games, stands a single book bearing the title Chess Tactics for Champions. Before I can reach for it, Hanako has the book in her hands, clutching it to her chest. Well, I guess that's yours then. Mind if I borrow it when you're finished? Sure. I just haven't really played against anyone but Lily before, so I thought... Damn, it's not like I was trying to beat Hanako deliberately or anything, but she seems to have taken it too hard. Then again, at least this means she wants to play me again. That's a plus, right? Oh yeah, that is a plus. Well, it's not like I'm a master or anything. I just played a bit before. It occurs to me that I haven't told Hanako about my condition. I falter for a second, deciding to cover my tracks. That is a conversation for another day. Before I came here... Are you alright? Yeah, I was just remembering something. When I think about it, I shouldn't be afraid to tell Hanako about my condition and my time in the hospital. Judging by her scars, she probably spent a fair amount of time in a hospital bed. But for some reason I can't bring it up. At least not today, and not on short notice. Eager to break off the conversation, I grab a random book from the shelf. Oh, come on. It's some book on the world's fastest roller coasters. Published in 1982. Well, not very up to date, but it should at least be interesting. Well, we both got books now. Should we go sit down? Hanako seems to accept my bluff, and we head to the reading nook in the back of the library. Neither of us says a word. We simply open our books and start reading. Well, at least it's not so complicated. She enjoys your company, and you are just silently sit there, looking a little bit shy over her and showing your interest with it, and then everything should be good. I tried to read my book, but it would seem that in 1982 roller coasters weren't nearly as large as the ones built in the decades since. Most of the ones listed are made of wood. Something about that doesn't seem safe to me. Well, we have a roller coaster. It's called, how's it called? Heide Park. I think it was the Heide Park, and it supposedly has the biggest wooden roller coaster in the world. I don't know if that's true. I never looked it up, but it's made of wood, so it should. And I was on it a couple of times, and it gave me 2 out of 5 times a headache for some reason. Whatever, I think that's not really interesting. Made of wood doesn't seem safe to me. If I'm going to ride on something potentially dangerous, I want it to be made out of steel or some kind of space-age alloy that has big words like titanium and ruthenium. I quickly lose interest and my eyes wander across the reading area to rest on Hanako. Told you. Hanako seems absorbed in her book, but still... Oh, she really does. But flicking back and forth through the pages as if confirming what she just read. I wonder if that's actually effective, or if she's just overloading herself. She unconsciously brushes her hair from her face, temporarily relieving her scar tissue. I'm still not sure about the protocol here. Is it right to ask her about her scars? Or her past? How long was she in the hospital? Does she still visit the doctor? I mean, you didn't want her to reveal your medical background, and you think she would reveal her medical background to you? Come on, man. These all seem like the questions that you ask someone who just transferred to your school, translated into the local language. But to date, no one has directly asked me any of them. Well, except Win, but I don't think I should use her as a guide to proper social behavior. For the time being, I just keep my mouth shut. Good idea. If someone wants you to know something, then they'll tell you. Trying to force the issue might drive Hanako back into herself. Oh, you are smart. You are smarter than you ever was. I'm impressed. Sorry to interrupt, but I have to close the library now. Already? I checked my watch. Somehow, as I was lost in thought, nearly 2 hours have passed. Do you want to check out those books? I can do it on the way out. Please. I'm done. I'll drop this one back on the way through. It wasn't as interesting as I first thought. Oh, it's so loud for me. Hanako marks her plate with a slip of paper and stands up. The girls head to the counter and I return my book to what I think is the white shelf. What I would really like to know, how does the eye on the other side look? I mean, I couldn't... Unfortunately, they said that her marks are showing, but we couldn't actually see what was there. To the counter, I return my book to what I think is the white shelf. Yuko scans Hanako's book with practiced precision, yet still manages to fumble it. Oh, there we go! Third time lucky! Since this is a non-fiction book, you can only have it for a week. That's okay. Yuko shuts down the library's computer and hurts us out the door. Ugh! I didn't think it was this late already! But you're the one that told us you had to close. Yes, but I know. Yes, I know, but that was before I looked at the time. I'll see you later. And she's off. Yuko bolts down the hall, her handbag trailing behind her like an awkward streamer. I guess all librarians really are neurotic. Never mind. I was just thinking that I've never met a librarian that can organize their time, no matter how good they are with their books. Oh, I know what you mean. Hanako smiles in amusement. It wasn't meant to be a joke, but I must have reminded her of some other librarian. Or something. I have to get back. Yeah, me too. I didn't realize it was this late. Thanks for letting me hang out with you. problem? I'm going to my dormitory room now anyway, so do you mind if I tag along? Okay. Hanako sets off ahead of me, and I need to jog a little to reach her side. Wow, she doesn't try to hide behind me? We walk through the gardens, eventually arriving in front of the dorm buildings. Man, you walk pretty fast. I used to play in a soccer club and you managed to outpace me. I kinda regret saying that. It has less to do with her pace than with the fact that my condition has significantly worsened my fitness. Hanako's reaction is odd. I expected an awkward attempt to downplay her walking speed, but she just blushes while looking at her feet and smiling. There's a weird sound outside. What is that? Silence hangs in the air between us. That happens often around Hanako, but feels slightly different than usual this time. After a few seconds, I try to break the silence. Here you go. See you in class tomorrow? Sure. Hanako waves a short goodbye before pushing her way through the dorm's doors. I stand and look at them for a while before making my way to my own dormitory room. And Katawa Shoujo has one of the most awesome soundtracks I ever heard in a novel so far. Chirping birds. Normally this would be a good time to reflect upon the beauty of nature. But it is 6 AM. Covering my head with the pillow, I slam my face into the mattress, hoping that the impact will send me instantly back to sleep. Oh, I know that feeling. Recently I can't sleep really well, and I'm getting really tired really easily, but I'm not tired enough to really sleep. And I think the only tiredness I currently have is that my eyes tire out really quickly, but not my whole body. Maybe I should do some exercise to do something about it. Futile. I toss and turn, but sleep simply won't return to me. Alright, nature, you've won. See? I'm getting up now. The lack of sleep weighs my mind down, and there's only one remedy for this. A nice, hearty breakfast. It would be nice to be the first person here. To be the first to dig into a piping hot pile of food. To sit wherever I desire. It would have been nice. But even my exceptionally early start has put me behind the most diligent students. I guess there are quite a few people that have early starts here, for one reason or another. A group of students in sports clothes huddle around one table, eagerly discussing game plans in between inhaling great gulps of food. Oh god, that sounded awful. Scattered around the hall are a number of bleary-eyed students, probably suffering from the same ailment as myself. Noisy birds. And of course, there are the people that actually enjoy getting up this early. The ones with their bags stuffed with textbooks and completed homework. It's hard not to be despised people like that, even more so when you are tired yourself. Picking out a familiar face from the thin crowd, I head towards the nearest table. Lily sits alone, delicately feeling her way around a small plate of eggs with her fork. It's almost a shame to interrupt her and her clockwork movements. I wonder, is this how a blind person zones out? Simply moving in predetermined patterns learned over the years, just like how a sighted person would eat while reading a newspaper? Good morning, Lily! I didn't expect you to be here this early. Oh, Iso! You startled me. I didn't know you took breakfast this early. I don't. This is an exception to the rule. I'd greatly prefer to be late to school than early to breakfast. Lily gives a small sigh at my admitted tardiness as I begin eating my food. It doesn't take long for her to lapse back into her previous mindless nibbling. Each short motion lacks energy. I suppose this is similar to letting your eyes wander while performing any ordinary chore. But after a few repetitions of the find food, eat food cycle, Lily puts down her fork and dabs her lips with a napkin. So, do you mind if I ask you a question? Damn, all I want is a little food and about 4 hours of sleep, and nobody says, "Can I ask you a question?" for a simple question. Oh god, sure. Do you think of Hanako as a friend? Huh? This seems like a leading question. I guess so. Why do you ask? No real reason. I do have another question though. Why is it that you think of her as a friend? This is well above my level. And the music. What is she expecting from me? I'm not really sure. I guess it's because she's a little different in the way she deals with people. Since I've known her, she hasn't really connected with anyone. She doesn't seem interested in other people, and I think people are a little scared off by her appearance. Really? I thought that kind of thing was, well, discouraged here. Discriminating and such. If I were to put it one way... She furrows her brow in thought, a move which makes me slightly anxious as to what she's plucking from her mind. I'd say that you are a little naive. Naive? I'd be insulted if not for the slightly cynical grin on her face. I see. While Yamako has a stronger sense of community compared to other schools, it's far from being free of conflict. Rules cannot remove human nature, after all, only suppress it. That's an interesting view there. That's really deep. Oh. This game never fails to surprise me. That's something I've noticed, actually. Just little things like how certain people and cliques avoid each other in the hallways. It's no different than my old school, really. Even Lily and Shizune could be considered bitter rivals. Even though they both seem like fairly accepting people. Well, at least the Misha-tinted Shizune does. Who knows what actually goes on with her fingers and behind her glasses. I guess you're right, but when I first came here, everything was a bit of a shock. I kept on making mistakes, or at least thinking I was making mistakes. Like when we first met and I said, "I see you, I see" to you. I didn't know if that was considered rude or anything, so I tried to just put it in the back of my mind, treating people any differently and that kind of thing. So I didn't. I told myself that Hanako and you and everyone else was just normal, and I tried to ignore the obvious. I talked to Hanako as if she were any other person, and so we became friends. First rule of friendship, never judge a book by its cover. Most of the time. And in most cases, if you judge by the book, by the cover, you most of the time are in for... Mostly you're mistaken, but there are exceptions, of course. There's always an exception. But I would say in a good amount of times, judging someone by its cover is always a bad approach. So he did a good thing there. At least that's how I think it happened. But, you know, I feel guilty just from saying something like that aloud. As if it took extra effort to think of Hanako, or you, or anyone here as normal people. I don't think that's right. Iso, I think you're naive, but I also think that you're a good person. It is perhaps one of your better traits. I suppose I can take that as a compliment? Tell me, are you free tonight? If you don't count homework, then I'm as free as the breeze. In that case, would you care to join myself and Hanako for tea? Gladly. I don't really have that much money at the moment, so going out isn't really... Oh, I didn't mean going out. Just here, this evening. You can access the classrooms in the evening here? No, that's not what I meant. Hanako and I often use my room for tea parties together. Please, feel free to drop by after dusk. Oh, wait, what? Oh, that's so precious. I don't think this word really matched this, but this was the only word that came to my mind. She invites me into her room. Sure, I see no problem with that. What's your room number? Okay. 225, room 25 on the second floor. Okay, sure. Well then, I had best be off. I have class representative duties to attend to, after all. Until this evening, is so? Yeah, catch you later. Hang on, was I just invited to a girl's room after hours? Is that even allowed? You're really asking... Oh god, Hiso! You have really bright moments, but on the other hand, you're still just... So, you are really strange. There is a The what? There's a curfew here, but I've never heard any rules about visitors on the dorm rooms. There's a curfew here? I think this is something for my book that I don't... I have it here! Great. Absolutely magnificent. But I think, even though it's a little bit short, I'm gonna leave this episode here, but this seems to be becoming a really important thing. So I hope you are not too disappointed that this episode is a little bit shorter, but it's for a good thing. And as I probably just said, I'm not sure. I hope you enjoyed it so far. Leave a like if you did. Maybe leave me a nice comment down there what you enjoyed most here. And I will hopefully see you in the next episode. Stay tuned.